Today we're going to do...
Showtime at the Apollo.
Welcome to the Vault. Old footage, newly edited, just for you.
There's background of the...
Yeah. Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name's Dutch.
My name is Jules.
Penitent man. Pious Dylan.
I get some skin slapping over here.
It's hard.
What? I hit somebody?
Yeah. You should bow down because you're penitent.
Air.
The penitent man shall pass.
I would fail that test. Penitent man.
Like,
Penitent
whatever.
man. Penitent man. Stands up.
Stands tall.
Or penitent man jumps.
Jay. All right, guys. Welcome to yet another episode of our Ultimate Spirits Competition, our quest to review every sipping spirit on the face of the planet, subjected to our crazy hard 100-point scoring system. And in this episode, we've got none other than Laphroaig 10-year.
Wow. Good thing you didn't pronounce it like California Valley Girl.
How do they say it?
L.A. frog.
Laphroaig. Is that how they say it?
I don't know why some people think that it's okay to
I mean, I understand that English has a lot of superfluous letters, but man, some of these Scotch distilleries, it's like, let's just start spelling things phonetically, guys. I can't deal with it. I'm too dumb.
That's very
Dumb.
No, that's
Very American.
yeah, and very
white.
disrespectful. You know, I mean,
All right, let's look at the bottle.
He's got nothing.
Laphroaig 10 by appointment to HRH, the Prince of Wales, distiller and supplier of single malt Scotch whiskey. Look at that. 1815 established. That's some serious history. Here's the back of the label.
yeah.
It has the pronunciation right there. Laphroaig. Look at
Frog.
that. All malt single whiskey from the remote island of Islay in the Western Isles of Scotland. Yep. 43% alcohol. The wonderful green tinted bottle. Pass on down your glass. I'll get us poured. Dylan, what do you got?
So do you remember?
Time?
I mean, this is like a liquor for the royalty, right? Supposedly.
Well, King Charles.
I know, and that's why I
a big
like.
fan, right?
I mean, I would question that the king would say this particular expression from Laphroaig is
Why would you question that?
Maybe he just
seriously.
Oh, he'd get
Simple
the higher
beer.
age.
Yeah, I mean-
But I mean, the fact that he drinks Laphroaig, I mean, that's fine.
He's the man of the people.
It's good to be the king, right? Now, I mean, okay, so let's say it is. It is indeed iconic, right? It is an iconic, first of all, brand,
Yes.
and then secondly, the year. Oh, the Laphroaig 10-year is like quintessential Scotch.
Yeah.
And then,
It's quintessential peated
Peated.
Scotch.
Yeah.
right.
Heavily peated.
And then it invokes that kind of discourse, right? Because it splits the whiskey community almost in half, right? It's like people who... There's this
the
argument
peat- the
about
peat
this
heavy.
peat. Like, I feel like there's less peat arguments with things like Ardbeg and even Lagavulin. Here, the big question is,
Too peaty?
does this taste like medicine?
Yeah.
Right? They often use like terms like iodine,
Right.
old man smell.
Yeah.
You know, like, is this a hospital? Band-Aid is sometimes brought up.
Band-Aid.
So it is a little tricky because, I mean, we're, again, agnostic, and we want to enjoy every sipping spirit in the world. How is this going to score? That's the question.
That'll be interesting.
How
That'll
are
be
we
an interesting one.
each going to interpret these terms?
And I think that's an interesting thing. You know, if you're new to Scotch or you're not a Scotch drinker, maybe you're a tequila drinker, maybe you're a bourbon drinker, like understanding what peat is and how it's kind of an anachronism. Like, it doesn't really need to exist, right? It was the source of fuel. It was this earthy, peaty stuff, moss that they would collect and they would burn it.
Yep.
And they would burn it and use the smoke to dry the mash.
Yeah.
And it imparted this unique flavor. Now, that you don't need to dry your mash using
Right.
peat smoke anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't need it. You can use the electric heater. You can do all kinds of things. But they still do it out of tradition. Now, does that mean it's good? Or is it just a piece of tradition people have held on to for no good reason?
Well, they really embrace that, though, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
They do.
they emphasize the fact that
is it good, though?
you get like the sea air. You get.
You're used to that profile, absolutely. Right?
They talk
That's the
about
point. So
flavor
you're holding on
profiles
to
of
that.
like seaweed sometimes when you talk
Yeah.
about Laphroaig.
It's certainly unique.
I like Laphroaig. I mean, I enjoy it quite a bit. In fact, I think some of their other line, like the cast strength and things like that, really compete and dominate really well when I compare it with other Isla releases and things like that. So let's see where this scores. I've been curious. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't call myself like the biggest peat head, but I don't dislike it. I think if it's presented in the right way, it can be really, really nice.
So if you're not a peat head, then are you a dickhead? I'm quoting somebody else.
Sure you are.
Yourself.
Jeez, these one-liners, man.
I love it, man.
Okay, did we get the wrong bottle here?
Why?
It's too low.
Oh, man.
It's well balanced, dude.
Did they like
What's your
tone
problem?
it down?
Yeah, he thinks it's too low. But I get why, because I was not expecting this too.
Yeah,
I honestly
yeah.
thought I was going to get a bomb.
What happened to
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys, honestly.
Is this a 10?
I know, right?
No, that's my battle.
What? Oh man, what is going on?
Yeah, what is going on with you guys? I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, it smells like Laphroaig.
I know why you're doing that too. Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
What's the price point on this?
I think it was like 40 euros or 40 pounds, I guess now.
So about 50 US.
Yeah, $50. You probably get it for like 40 at the Costco.
Okay, we've had some time to taste. We've all scored this independently. We haven't discussed it at all. We've all written down our scores for every category and our final score. We're going to reveal our initial scores momentarily. But first, this guy right here is going to tell you all about our scoring system.
Thanks, Dutch. We have 100 points across 10 categories that include aroma, flavor, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. We weight flavor at 20 points and aesthetics and value at 5 points each. You can medal in our competition. You get 16 up, go from bronze, silver, gold to diamond.
Okay, initial score time. Like I said, this can change. Might go up, might go down. My initial score, 73.
82.
72.
Wow.
What is he doing?
Really enjoying this?
I'm like, what's going on?
I have no idea.
He loves the peat.
But I do, yeah.
He does. I think you and I like
the
it,
fact
but
that this
he
is
loves it.
toned
I thought you were going to
down.
say, he is weird.
Yeah, he is weird.
Yeah,
Well, let's see what
goes
happened.
without saying.
Let's figure out what happened here. Aroma, 8.
8.
Yeah.
8.
I started at 8. I give it a 9. There's a lot of good stuff happening
Go
here. I'm
smell
not
that
getting anything.
Ardbeg 25. I mean,
There's a lot of good stuff,
No,
guys. I'm getting
get
the
my-
savory
get my,
note. I'm getting the... And the thing is that the
did I
peat
bring?
is not... It's not that strong.
I brought the-
It just helps elevate it.
What did I bring?
elevates to an 8.
Gosh.
It's
So
good.
good.
But dude, a 9?
Yeah.
It's not a mature smelling nose. The 16?
Yeah, where is my 16-year? I brought it last time, right?
There's the... Yeah.
I don't know. I got...
It's not a bad nose. It's,
No, no,
it's
no.
a good nose, but dude, it's not refined enough or rich enough to be a 9.
Yeah.
It's thin.
The reason why it's 9 out of 10 is because it doesn't have the depth. It doesn't have the
that's what I'm
depth.
saying, it's thin.
And it's like, it tickles you.
Yeah.
But it's really pleasant.
It
And what I
is.
love about it, and the reason why I gave it, like originally I would say just aroma alone is 7. I give it an extra point because of the balanced
Yeah.
aroma.
Exactly.
I was like,
Balanced, yeah.
man,
That's what
this
really
is
shocked me.
really great. Because
dude, like...
the peat is right there.
And I like
it's
getting
not
tickled.
overwhelming. And then it gives you a chance to really appreciate the fruits.
Yeah, and I feel like you have to kind of give it room for the 16, the 18s, the 20s, all the older Laphroaigs. I mean, like...
The quarter casks.
The quarter
and all-
cask, which
I
I
don't
thought
know,
was
guys.
better.
I'm just really
personally.
enjoying this. Like, I'm getting so much out of it.
Yeah,
it's just
but
really
Dude,
nice.
9 is
But
really
I think
high.
I'm getting your point of there's still like that rawness to it. It's not refined.
And maybe it's a perspective thing too, like just knowing there are better
other
Laphroaigs.
ways.
Maybe this is like, he's
Riding the
surfing.
wave.
No, like his frequency and his sine wave is
This
like,
is resonance frequency.
yeah.
Like the Borg.
It's like right on it right now.
I want to be as consistent
Wait, you're really gonna
as
stick
the
with a 9?
All right, you convinced me. You bullied me.
What are you doing?
8.
That's a little more reasonable, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense because that's what I scored. Okay. Moving on to flavor 16.
16.
Wow.
16.
I give it a 17.
I had a 17.
I can see that.
Yeah.
This is a strong 16.
Really good, guys. I mean, with all the different stuff you're getting,
I
To
do
me,
have
it's a
the
depth.
peat,
It's a depth thing.
it's
again.
nice.
Like
I am getting like the seagrass.
the flavors are nice, but like they all need to be quite a bit deeper
a
for me
lot.
to really go any higher.
No, I know it's not seagrass.
I know
I'm
you
saying,
said. I heard that too.
grass from
They're
the
not
sea.
deep. It's not
That-
deep enough. It's
not deep enough, yeah.
It's not deep enough.
I think, but
You
what
can
I
tell
like,
the tenure.
Yeah, what I like about this though is that it introduces you to the potential.
Yeah.
And they do it well.
Yeah.
And I love once again.
All good flavors.
yeah,
just not
I
deep
love
enough.
how this basic introduction Laphroaig has a balance that is better than it should be.
Yeah.
And that's why
That's what shocked me.
Yeah, that's why I feel like the flavor, even though it is basic, it doesn't have the breadth, it doesn't have the depth. You still have to give it an extra point from a 15 to a 16.
Yeah.
I would agree. Okay, moving on. Body 7.
I give it an 8.
This is the weakest component for me. It's a 6. It is slightly thin, man. It is. It's not bad, but it's not. That it doesn't have the heft.
I'd give you a soft 7, but I think it's a little better than a 6. I mean, there's
heft there.
a pretty good coating.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the reasons why I have not gone back to it. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I've had a lot of pours of this when I was younger, but then these days I have so much to try, so much to go through.
Here's part of the problem.
I don't go back to it.
Not all of the flavors coat the palate. And that's my problem with it.
You're right.
It's like the peat really does coat very well. And I kind
But
of had
not
to give
the
it.
fruits.
But not the fruits
as
and not the
much.
sweet. Yeah, I agree.
That's
I
why I
agree.
gave it a 6.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I don't know that.
That's kind of crazy high.
No, man, it's a nice even coat for me. I admit it's
not even. It's not even.
It's
You just
not
admitted that.
voluminous. No, I didn't agree with that. It wasn't even.
You just did. You said the fruits didn't coat. Just the
No,
just
he
the
did.
smoke.
Not me.
I thought you said yeah.
Nah.
I don't know. Okay.
Replay it.
It's like the peat really does coat very well. And I kind of had
Not
to give
the
it.
fruits.
Not the fruits,
Not as
not the
much.
sweet. Yeah, I agree.
That's
I
why I
agree.
gave it a 6.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
There's like
I believe you. I believe you.
He had an accent. Wow. What was that?
like that.
All right. Well, let's move on to complexity. 8.
I give this a 9.
I gave it a 6. This is very basic. It's
I
pleasant.
don't agree
But this
with
is
that.
I wouldn't
I
be
think
getting
6
this.
is too low.
No, I wouldn't get I'm not getting a Laphroaig tenure to go like, hey, you know what? This is gonna be my academic
No.
exercise and I'm gonna sit here
Think
and think
about-
about like 50 different flavor profiles.
Yeah, but think about the flavors you're
Laphroaig
getting.
16.
You're getting a lot.
Just think
here
about the
in
number of
this
flavor-
package.
Laphroaig cask.
Just think about the number of flavor components
That you're
you're
getting.
able to pick out.
From just a 10-year-old.
Peatiness, sweets,
Yeah.
the fruits,
The
the,
problem I
woods,
have-
The woods, the
spices.
earthiness, the
They're all
spices,
there.
they're all there.
Nondescript.
I completely agree.
Right? I can say that there is summer fruit and stew, but I can't say there's an anchor fruit that I'm gonna be like, man, this is a peach, this is a nectarine, right?
Yeah, but the categories
This is not
are
an
there.
apricot.
I would agree. It's not.
Like it has hints
I mean,
of
it's
it.
just fruit.
It has hints of it,
Yeah.
but I'm not. It's just like
I feel like-
molded, like
I feel like I knocked it in flavor for that. I feel like the number of flavor components are high.
it's pleasant.
The specificity, I agree, is low, but that's why I gave it a 16 in flavor.
But this is not like the pinnacle of complexity here.
It's not. It's an
not.
8. It's very good. It's got a lot of flavor components.
I don't know, man.
it's got a lot.
I think this is where it falters. This is where.
I don't know. I could be talked down maybe, but it's a soft 8, I'd say.
I think it's 6.
I think you're a little too
way
low at 6.
low.
I would agree. All right, guys.
I think you'll understand when we go to the next one.
Balance 7.
8.
It's an 8 because it's not as complex. They got whatever basic stuff right. The peat is good, and the nondescript, generic fruits and the sweetness is.
I see what you're saying. I'm gonna go up in balance to an 8. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna bring my complexity down to a 7.
I think that's a good because this is
that
a
makes
very
sense.
balanced
That makes sense.
product. This is why I think it's iconic.
The balance is very good. You're
this
right.
is craftsmanship, right?
Okay.
Interesting.
So we all agree. 8. Next category, finish. 8.
Give this a 7.
I gave it a 7. But the thing is, better than it should be.
Should be.
Better than, and I
Which
originally
is why
had
I
a 7.
get your 8.
I originally had a 7. The reason I went up was I can still feel the peat.
Yeah.
And it really sets me up for my next sip very well.
And it's not off-putting. It's
not
not so
off-putting.
overwhelming.
It's not
It just
overwhelming.
sets you- yeah,
Exactly. It's
just
not
right.
medicinal.
Yeah.
It's just right. And I'm so ready for my next sip. Even now, even like
I'm with you.
I think that's not a very good gauge because, like, think about all the peated stuff that we have. The Octomores.
Is that more drinkability
the
then?
Ardbeg. Those have the finish, right? I mean, even the Laphroaig 16. Now, Laphroaig 16 is a very different beast.
It's one of those things where
because the peat does come down, but what lingers is a proportional sweetness.
Well, it's almost like it affects drinkability more than finish, if that makes sense. So maybe I need to come down in drinkability, or sorry, come down and finish and go up in drinkability is what I'm kind of thinking.
I mean, I think that's what I put here.
Because like
Drinkability
the
is
finish is
slightly
per
higher.
se, yes, it falls off, but like there's that subtle lingering thing that really kind of makes me want to take another sip.
But if you were to objectively analyze that finish, it's not an 8.
It's a soft 8.
Whatever. You be you, man.
I don't know. I'll see. Maybe when I get to finish, or to drinkability, I'll swap. But
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with my 8. I think it's fair. Uniqueness, everybody. Let's move on. 7.
I give it an 8.
I gave it a 7. I think I would have
Strong.
given it an 8 40 years ago.
When you were 3 years old.
You don't know how old I am.
It's true.
A century. I don't know, guys. This sets up the table for all the older.
Yeah.
Palates
The problem
really
I have
well.
with going any higher than a 7 is there's really no unique flavor. It's just a good
But it
representation.
was unique long time ago.
If you had never had a peated scotch, maybe. But like we've had
is a
so
good
many peated
gateway.
scotches, like it's good.
That can do lots of
But there are
crazy
peated
things.
things.
Like
Exactly.
interesting things.
There's ones that have all kinds of other things that come in, and you got to give it the room for that. Like this is not.
where they manipulate.
It's not above a
yeah,
seven.
when they manipulate the grain, the
Like
barley.
even like the Octomores and like all the other things that are like really heavily peated,
That's a fair point.
and even Highland Parks.
I'll come down.
I mean, like,
You go down to what?
Going down to 1. So 7.
Yeah,
there are.
makes
I agree
sense.
with that. It's
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
I mean,
Just the treatment
I
of
can
it.
think of. I mean, there's some criticism here, but like I can think of all of the crazy committee releases of Ardbeg, and how unique those are.
those are trying to be unique.
Right.
Right. This is not necessarily trying to be unique, but it's still
Still,
very good execution of these flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
classic.
good.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing about uniqueness is like a very good product may not be unique,
Right.
but it may excel in other categories. It's just this does not excel in uniqueness. I mean, in some ways, I'm kind of talking myself down even lower. Like, what's
I know.
truly unique about this versus
Yeah.
Ardbeg, Wee Beastie, Ardbeg 10 Year, anything else that has peat? Like, what's really unique about this?
So
It's
the way they
balance.
present the peat.
yeah, the balance of it.
Yeah. And,
Try
and
the
how they
Ardbeg.
See, now
balance
you're,
that.
but I feel like I'm
try the
convincing
Ardbeg
myself
10.
to go down one.
Yeah,
Because then
right?
it's like, is
No,
that
but
really?
you know what? I'm gonna argue this. Okay. There are people that hate this. They hate this profile, but they won't hate the others. To me, that's unique. It's unique enough that they would say, "Look,
Yeah,
I
it's
will
a seven.
drink
It's a
everything
seven.
else. I will drink everything
right.
else, but I cannot drink Laphroaig
It's a seven.
because
To-
medicine, Band-Aid, blah 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 blah."
But to our palates, at least, it works.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
because
This is
let's talk
convincing
about
me
the
to-
next
This
one.
has convinced me to go down another point on uniqueness.
You probably should, because your score's way too high. But not for this reason.
I don't think that way.
Not for this
but-
reason. I think you're right with a 7. But
Yeah, I don't know.
all right,
I'll
we'll,
hold.
we'll move on to drinkability 7.
That's where I gave it an 8.
I give it an 8.
This is
It's really
yeah,
drinkable.
It's drinkable, right?
Yeah.
And this is why I think your scores are a little skewed because
Because
the
I like this
drinkability
profile
is
and I can keep
higher,
drinking this.
right? Yeah.
I chalk it up to just the fact that for me, things that are this peaty, I have to be in the right mood for it.
I mean, to me, this is not that peaty anymore.
Yeah.
Again, like 30 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not these days.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like the phenol levels that
I'm gonna give it a taste.
these, like, Isla releases are trying to achieve.
Yeah, they're just trying to do peat bombs. It's almost where it gets too medicinal.
Like, there are releases, for example, like Lagavulin Distillers release.
I'm on the fence.
And I'm thinking, like, oh man, those really, that the peat really popped in those. Laphroaig.
I think a 7. I understand the 8, but to my palate, this is still a 7. Like, there's still too much off things going on for the average palate. Like this is a disconcerting gram.
Yeah,
it's not.
right.
I'm not going to be in the mood for this.
It's a soft 8.
I will be in the mood for this sometimes, and when I'm in the mood for it, yes, I'm gonna sip on it. But like 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10,
I should go down a little bit.
You're not always in the mood for this flavor.
Yeah,
you're really
that's
not.
true.
Yeah.
I'll go
Eight's
7.
pretty high.
I'll go down. 7.
But dude, if I am in the mood for it, I'm drinking this a lot because it's really well balanced.
It's a strong 7,
And the
I
peat is not overwhelming.
I understand a weak 8, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, this kind of shows the differing opinions
Yeah.
that this creates.
Yeah.
Laphroaig.
There you go. Perfect example. That's why we have a panel, everybody, because we have Jules. He loves this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
All right, guys, next category. We're done with flavors. Let's talk about aesthetics and value. Aesthetics, I mean, I like it, but do I love it? 3.
4.
I gave it a 3.
It's iconic.
Because it is
It is iconic.
It's iconic. That
there's,
alone.
There's so many Laphroaigs.
Laphroaigs.
I mean, look at that Isla Gold.
Yeah, but then
And I don't.
the 10 is like emboldened.
You
I
give
can
it
see it
credit.
immediately.
I mean, the white cap.
White cap, green bottle, green tint.
I'll go
Come
up a
on.
point. I'll go up to a 4.
It's classic.
You're right. It's classic, and I think all the Laphroaigs get that because it is.
Yeah.
It's iconic ultimately.
Yep.
You got to give it points for that.
Nope. All right, let's go.
Value 2.
I give it a 4.
I gave it a 3. This is not the 4. I can understand. The 2 I don't get.
Ardbeg
Two feels
WBC,
really low.
Ardbeg 10 year.
How much is that?
Yeah.
It's not 25.
How much is Ardbeg 10? It's
40.
not- is it 50?
50.
It's a little bit less, I think. Am I that out of whack?
$54.99.
So about the same.
No,
No.
This is 50.
$49.99.
It's the same.
Oh, I'm sorry, rich man. Like $5, whatever.
Two's too low. Two's
Let
too
me
low.
wipe my butt with a $5. I mean,
Are you
jeez.
trying to talk me up or not? Like, that's what I'm curious
That's
about.
not helping.
This is not a 2, man.
Yeah, it's not a 2.
Let's talk about peated stuff.
Highland Park?
What, Highland 12?
Yeah.
Which is a Highland Park 12. But that's not that's
a
like
different
totally
profile.
different, man.
Different
That's a
profile,
different
though.
profile. It's
Yeah.
like night and day. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Like I could see you saying like,
This is all an argument for uniqueness. It's not.
but you know what's
value.
interesting is like if I start talking about Lagavulin 8-year, for example, that flavor profile is completely different,
Different
too.
too. So you can't really.
But this is value.
comparison.
You're spending this much money on a 10-year-old. That's my problem. You're well above.
Well, Lagavulin, I mean, I would agree with you 10 years ago when Lagavulin 16, you can get it for like 60 or so.
But now
Not
it's at
anymore.
100.
inflation. Okay.
Yeah.
10-year age dated. Let's think about bourbons at 10 years. They're going to charge $100 for them these days.
Least.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can get it at Costco for $39.
I'll go up to 3.
True.
And it's available.
True.
Very
It is
available.
available.
Availability, yeah. Availability, you're right. I'll go up to 3 for availability. And I actually kind of understand the 4 now. All right, guys. Good discussion. My score changed pretty considerably. Let's get our final tally here. I ended up at a 75. Jules.
80.
80,
State of gold.
I got a 71.
which gives us our official score in the Curiosity Public Ultimate Spirits Competition. For Laphroaig 10, that's what I scored it, of course, 75.
Damn.
Bang dang middle.
Strong silver. Yeah. I guess.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. This is a very enjoyable bottle.
Yeah.
Not going to be for everybody,
True.
but worth
Going
trying.
to be controversial.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, let us know what you guys think. Do you like Laphroaig 10? Do you hate it? Are we totally wrong on everything? Let us know. Jules.
I know, I'm sure I'm going to get that I'm off my rocker, but anyway.
I don't know you are.
Comment below, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Either way, let us know. Subscribe for more videos, Curiosity Public. If you want to help us out, please consider joining Curiosity Private membership program here on YouTube and Patreon. We're also selling t-shirts. Links in the description as always. And we have a podcast on the major players. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
You know what I don't understand? The whole thing with like it tastes like Band-Aid. How could it taste like Band-Aid?
not medicinal.
Have you ever tasted Band-Aid? I have.
You eat it all the time,
It doesn't
right?
taste like this.
I mean, the nose has like maybe a rubbery component. I could understand why people think that.
Yeah.
But like when you taste it, like that sweetness comes in, it balances it out.
This shocked me, guys. Seriously. Like how balanced this was.
I'm amazed. I'm so glad we did this.
Rock to your rock it to your core.
Rock your cock off.
Yes.
That's staying in. That's staying in.
All right, I didn't say that. What?
What? Huh?
Rock me to my core.
Too cold.